The 125s are at the gate, but the 125 East title up for grabs in the final race of the season as we take a look at the Kawasaki race grid. Last year's champion, but winless this year, Fonseca. The teenage sensation, Pastrana. Co-points leader, Stephane Roncada. The significant fact here, David, is the other co-points leader, Brock Sellards. He's way down the list.
Right, well, he didn't fare too well in his heat race. He got hung up on the inside of the first corner. Now, you'll see in his lineup here, he has 12 picked to the starting line for the main event. There he is right there on the right. He's going to be pretty far over to the right side, and so it could be a blessing in disguise. Everyone's gunning for that inside. That could be a log jam. He might be able to ride right around it, but he's going to have to get out of the gate quick.
Brock Sellards has one thing in mind, and that's to get cleanly through that first turn. As we take a look at the Suzuki 125 East points list, you can see both riders with 150 points, and Travis Pastrana only 6 points back. The race for the 125 East Championship is underway. Fonseca and Roncada in the clear, but look at Sellards. He was pushed wide.
He just didn't get out there quick enough. He got pushed right to the outside, and the strategy that Yamaha Troy had worked perfect. He used Fonseca out there just to kind of run block a little bit for Roncada.
Fonseca, Roncada, Nick Way of Pro Circuit Kawasaki, followed by Nathan Ramsey in the Wolves.
Well, at this point, if you're Roncada, you must feel like you've got it. All he's got to do is just be smart from here on out. You see him right there on the inside. He just tucks right in, goes around the inside, while Sellards gets pushed wide right here, clear up over the berm. He's going to have to take off from last, so his title hopes are gone.
We've got official word that Robbie Skaggs gets the Yahoo.com holeshot award. On the outside here, he gets his Husqvarna on the white line first, but Fonseca's in better position to take the lead.
He was just tucking right around the inside right there, and Roncada, it was a little bit surprising. He didn't get a good jump out of the gate, tucked in behind his teammate. He went into the first corner pretty far behind.
Here's the battle for second place. Travis Pastrana working on Roncada. This is not a great concern for Roncada, David.
No, he doesn't have to beat him, but look at the pressure.
Roncada not needing second place to win the title as long as he doesn't fall too far back. Plus, he must stay in front of Brock Sellards to win the title.
Well, this is where you have to leave your ego behind and just not worry about what Pastrana does, how loud the crowd's cheering for him, how much he steals the show. If he can get by, just stay close enough and keep that 6 points in check. Make sure you walk out of there with the title.
Whoa, Pastrana having a little trouble there at the end of the whoops. These three riders pulling away from Nick Way right now.
You know what's happening? Yeah, they are starting to set a very fast pace. I don't know if Way is going to be able to handle that. It's really just little mistakes here and there that he's losing time that he can't make back up. Anytime Pastrana tries something new, loses a little bit of time, he catches right back up. You see right there, he's definitely faster.
Never before in 125 history have both 125 champions failed to win a race the following year. Fonseca would love to do away with that fact.
Well, it's looking good right now, but I'll tell you what, look at Pastrana right there tripling into the corner. He's putting so much heat on Roncada.
Fonseca and Roncada, Yamaha of Troy, 1 and 2 in this race, with Pastrana in third.
Wouldn't be surprised to see the Yamaha of Troy pit boards having Fonseca just kind of scoot out of the way and make things a little bit easier for Roncada. But on the other hand, Fonseca hasn't got a win all year. Roncada looks like he's got the title in hand, so they may try to go for the whole ball of wax, get the win and the title.
David, this has got to be a blessing for Yamaha of Troy to have two riders out in front with Roncada gunning for the title. There's team manager Eric Kehoe. He's got to be thinking happy thoughts.
Oh, he must be real happy with the way that things came out in the first turn, because it did look like just a little mistake right there by Roncada. Can't do the triple.
And Pastrana moves into second place, pushing Roncada back to third.
And here's what's interesting. I don't know that Fonseca out front, he's not going to get a signal board. He may not know that that's gone on behind him. And he definitely needs to ride a little bit differently with Pastrana back there versus his teammates.
Travis Pastrana, after passing Roncada, is starting to hound Fonseca now. It looks like he's looking for the opportunity to make a pass, David.
Well, he had been tripling down that section right there, but you can't do it in the same line as the rider in front of you. He's not.
Look how close Travis is. And the main tires. Pastrana goes down. Roncada moves back into second place.
I don't think that was intentional. I mean, like I said before, I don't know that Fonseca realized that there had been a pass back there. And, you know, if he was trying to brake check somebody, I don't think he would have done that to his teammate. So it's just unfortunate for Travis right there. Talked about earlier in the night, he needed to be patient. Right here, a little bit impatient, gets too close. Watch Fonseca will get on the brakes right here to try to set up for this next double. Pastrana just gets a little too close and paid the price.
Kind of very alert to get out of the way, and so number one, Ernesto Fonseca, who's looking for his first win of the season, his 7th career victory, starts to pull away with Roncada in second, Nick Way moving into third. We'll be back with more Supercross in a moment. Welcome back to the final race of the 125 East season. Ernesto Fonseca, last year's champion, number one. Our leader, his teammate Roncada, in great position to win the title.
All he's got to do is keep it on 2 wheels from here on out, and he's going to have it. And I don't know that he's going to really try that hard to get by his teammate.
Ryan Clark with our helmet cam. He's right behind Ramsey and Sellards. Brock Sellards fighting for a top 5 position.
Well, there's a look at a block pass there on the Pro Circuit rider. Over the triple to the inside. He was able to make that stick. There's a look at Sellards, who's having to come from so far behind. What a heartbreak. The same thing happened to him in the first corner in this heat race on the inside, main event on the outside. And well, this kid is going to be so disappointed to know that he's led the series all the way to here and lost it at the final round.
Our leaders, Fonseca and Roncada. Roncada with no hole shots this year, despite getting 4 wins.
He's been the dominant guy in this class. Pastrana has been fast at times. You know, there's plenty of guys that have stepped up to the plate, but he has stepped up more than anyone else, and I think he's the biggest intimidator of this class right now. He doesn't need the hole shot to get out there and win.
David, I think Pastrana's accident cost him a couple of positions, but more importantly, he lost precious time to these guys.
I'll tell you what the problem is there is that when Travis makes a little mistake, he's still able to recover, and if he could have got around these guys and won this race, I think he had the speed to do it. He could have taken second place away in the overall title from Sellards.
Yamaha of Troy, 1 and 2, with Fonseca looking for his first win of the season. Roncada hoping for his first championship. All he has to do is place in front of Sellards, or if Pastrana wins, he needs a 3rd or better to win the championship.
Well, it's just going to be a cakewalk for him here. Just follow his teammate around. His teammate will be happy to get his first win of the year and not become a part of that stat you mentioned earlier. And Roncada is just going to be so happy to finish up in second and win his title.
Travis Pastrana showing great spirit. He's moved into 3rd now. It's important for Fonseca to kind of keep up the pace now.
Right, because you can't relax. And just like in the 250 class we've seen this year, Villeman is one of those guys that you just cannot relax and settle into a pace with 4 or 5 laps to go. He will just catch you and put the pressure on. Pastrana can do the same thing.
The never-say-die attitude of Brock Sellards. He's moved into 5th, right behind Nick Way.
As far back as he's come to catch Nick Way, Nick's in trouble here, and that he's not able to jump that triple out of the corner. There's a few places on the racetrack where he's making little mistakes, and Sellards, with the pace he's had so far, he's going to eat him alive.
Boy, he's been so consistent. He's never been out of the top 10 all season long, but he's been in a difficult division.
Yes, and he's looked at me a few times cruising through the pits going, man, what do I have to do? And I said, well, you've got to jump the triples for one thing. There's Sellards gets by on the inside. That's a huge triple, and if you don't get lined up perfect, it's a much smarter move to back down.
So Sellards comes all the way back up to 4th place after being pushed off the track in the first turn. What a comeback.
I think Nick Way is caught off the guard the same way that Fonseca was early in the season and just hasn't been able to respond. Here, finally, in the last couple of races, I thought New Orleans was a race where Fonseca may have done well, and he got in a first turn crash, and, you know, those results really didn't show his talent. Here, it is starting to show.
David, if this scenario continues, team orders are out the window under these current conditions.
No, it doesn't matter. I think right here, it's hard to say what if I were in Fonseca's or Roncada's shoes. Rather, I would just take the title, let my teammate get the win, and have a great night for Yamaha of Troy. That's going to be a fun party.
Last year, number 1 Fonseca became the first rider to win a 125 title in his very first pro season. He didn't have the advantage of surprise this year. Roncada last year was a regroup season for him. He was injured much of the season.
You know, that's actually, it can be a good thing. You know, when you've got all these problems, you clear out everything and you just work on the task. And he's obviously focused. He came in here very ready. Pastrana, a fine season in his first year. Look at that. Sellards has caught Pastrana. So Sellards is riding with so much heart right now, and man, my hat goes off to him for having to come from so far behind in both the heat race and the main event. I thought he could put that heat race behind him and get in the main with a good attitude. It happened to him again, and he still didn't give up.
There they are, Pastrana and a battle with Sellards now. Travis has it all, flash, speed, ability, and especially spirit. He's won 2 races on the season. Here's Sellards in the whoop section. Sellards, a little bobble, and Pastrana shuts the door. But Sellards is breathing down Pastrana's neck, that's for sure.
And that last lap was weird. Pastrana had a way. Something happened there. He lost about 5 seconds that lap. He cases that triple. He's made a couple of mistakes, and at the same time, Sellards has really poured on the pressure.
So a great race within a race for 3rd place. Toyota Trucks presents more EA Sports Supercross when we return to the Chicago area.
FPN.
Art Ekman, David Bailey, and Davey Coombs in suburban Chicago for round 15 of EA Sports Supercross. Number 1, Ernesto Fonseca, looking for his first 125 win of the season. He is our leader.
The rest of this race is going to seem like forever. He wants to get this win and get it over with, and for Roncada behind him to win this championship, it's going to seem even longer.
Fonseca's got a little room on Roncada now as we switch back to Travis Pastrana holding on to 3rd. He's into lappers now.
Triple his way right past Skaggs there on the Husqvarna rather. You never miss Pastrana out there, the lanky kid. Exciting. Just able to ride a wheelie through just about anything. Got those hand guards on there no matter what.
Mechanics trying to wave the lappers off so that Travis can get around them. Travis Pastrana signing with Roger DeCoster, Team Suzuki, as a 16-year-old.
It's fun to watch Travis in the practices on Friday and earlier this afternoon. He's looking at what the 250s are doing, trying to copy those guys. The heck with the 125 group. What's Jeremy and Villeman doing? He's trying to jump that on his 125.
Travis in his very first year collecting 2 wins, Daytona and St. Louis. 2 very contrasting styles of track.
That's true. Daytona, a long lap time, and of course a little bit more of an outdoor. And then the next week, though, in St. Louis, I think he was already on a roll. He had the confidence. He had everyone intimidated and believing that he could win, and not just himself. Everyone in the field was a little bit scared of him.
Meanwhile, Ernesto Fonseca putting it all together. If he holds on to this lead and becomes the winner, it'll be 9 different winners in 125 ranks this year. We've never had more than 7 before.
Definitely the best 125 racing we've ever seen. So many guys up there. A little preview as to what you're going to see in the outdoors in the summer.
Ernesto's had a good attitude despite the lack of wins this season. He fell victim to bad luck. He could have a chip on his shoulder.
Yeah, especially after New Orleans last week. I mean, he could just be like, you know what, just the heck with the Supercross season. I'll get myself ready for the outdoors and try to make that work. And here he comes right back firing and gets the win amongst all the other pressure and all the hype going on with the title on the line. He just gets the whole shot and runs away.
Stephane Roncada in 2nd place. He's got a 6.4 second deficit to the leader. Lots of good space on Pastrana, though.
As long as Roncada just jumps these big obstacles here, there's a couple of triples that are real tough on the 125. As long as he gets over those, just doesn't make a major mistake. He won't have to deal with any pressure down the stretch to be able to just really savor what this feels like to win his first title.
A very likable, excitable guy, but patient on the track, running mistake-free.
Really, you know, Art, I like all these guys, and you just don't want to see somebody have to lose. But Travis is such a good kid, and you have to get the feeling that, you know, as young as he is, he's going to have a chance to win more championships. Roncada, great kid. He's coming over from France. France wants the crowd to really like him. He does anything he can to really make things exciting. And Sellards, I mean, he just doesn't give up. A lot like Larocco in the 250 class, and he's going to give it 120% tonight. Roncada's giving it 100, and Travis is giving it 110. Completely different personalities and riding styles.
Right now, it looks like 100% is coming out on top.
Seems to be working. I never understood the 110.
The white flag is waving. The last lap is underway. Such a technical track. Coming back from near last, emotionally and physically draining number 18. It's showing right now as Ernesto Fonseca goes for his 7th career victory.
Watch Fonseca, just floats around the racetrack. Came up a little bit long there, jumping that triple, but just shakes it off, does this double. He just is completely in control, able to set the bike wherever he wants. Doesn't have to move his body very much because he knows that he's able to just downside everything, wave to the crowd up there while he's jumping the triple, where other guys are having a tough time getting over it. You saw Way earlier not go for it and get past.
Yamaha of Troy a little depressed when Casey Johnson went down and was out of the 125 Western contention, but what a strong finish here in the East. A championship on the way for Yamaha of Troy.
Yeah, a little glimpse back there of Pastrana with all the pressure he's getting from Sellards. He's really starting to close in on Roncada now. I didn't think that would happen, but Sellards has really forced the issue.
Fonseca knows he's got it right now. Turning, the checkers are waving for Ernesto Fonseca. Never too late to win as he picks up the victory in the final round in the 125 East. Looking back for his teammate now, Stephane Roncada, the champion of the 125 East. The picture tells the story, how they respect each other, and look at the sportsmanship of Pastrana.
That's good to see. It's great sportsmanship. And Pastrana, he knows that he had such an opportunity to win that championship and saw it slip away. He's got a good attitude. Saw Sellards go by. I think he's very, very disappointed. To have the lead this whole time and lose it here tonight, boy, that's a tough pill to swallow.
A very disappointed Brock Sellards, number 18. Travis Pastrana trying to talk to him there. As we take a look at the Suzuki results page, Sellards battled back to fourth. Will keep him in front of Pastrana, the 125 East standings. Roncada's second place, of course, giving him the championship. You know, this kid is so excitable. I just hope we can understand him when Davey talks with the new champion. Let's check it out. Good luck, Davey.
All right, Stefan, congratulations. You just got yourself a Supercross championship.
Davey, it feels so good. I don't know if it's sweat or tears on my face right now, but it's amazing, and I couldn't wait for that, and it happened tonight. I don't know what to say. It's just like Shay did a couple weeks ago.
I know that this is why you came. Stefan, I know this is why you came to America. You spent several years over here. You passed up a chance at the World Championship. Is it all worth it?
It's worth it. You know, I've been struggling a little bit the last couple of years, getting into the system and stuff, and I got all my things together last year, and now I'm ready to win. I'm so happy I won tonight. I want to thank the sponsor, Yamaha Troll, Daytona. I want to thank Oakley, Fox, Ben Helmets, Yamaha, Mark Peters for building me a stick track, my trainer Alan Gorky, my mechanic, Eric Q, my girlfriend, my parents, everybody. Thank you. It's amazing.
Congratulations, you're the champ.
Roncada tried to copy the scream of Shea Bentley of 2 weeks ago when he won the 125 West. There he is hugging his team owner, Phil Alderton. Let's check out the Suzuki 125 East points chart now as Roncada wins by 4. This year with Shea Bentley winning the 125 West by just 2 points. The combined East-West margin of 6 points is the tightest 125 ever. Our race winner who came into the season the defending champion, Ernesto Fonseca, is with our Davey Coombs.
Well, Ernesto, I know it wasn't the best season for you carrying the #1 plate, but at least you came out here tonight and got a race win.
Yeah, it's the last race, and took me a while to get here. It feels good. It's the first time I've been at the top of the podium this year, and I just want to thank Yamaha Troy. My bike's been working really good. Dean's not here, and I know he helps me out a lot with everything, not really only the bike. Mentally, he's been behind me and everything, and my mechanic, I want to thank him too. Thanks a lot, the whole team, and you know, it's been a great season. I think I didn't get the #1 plate, but at least it stayed in our team, and that's one good thing. Just want to thank Osho, Oakley, everybody, Fox, Alpine Stars, DC Shoes. Everybody, thanks a lot, and hopefully I can get my #1 plate next year back.
So the 125 title stays in the family. Yamaha of Troy. Stephane Roncada, the second 125 champion from France. You might recall Mikel Pichon got back-to-back titles in 1995 and 96. Will Roncada ride 250s next year, or will he defend his 125 title, David?
Well, I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. I mean, you know, it seems like he's been in this 125 class for a while, and I've seen him ride a 250, and I'd like to see him there more often, but it's nice to run that #1 plate.